Hi there, BattleTech Mech Warrior fans. Welcome back to another video. This video I've been wanting to do for quite some time, and I'm hoping it's not going to be controversial because I know some other content creators have had some issues, etc. So let's go down into it. It's about dice, and also later on I'll talk about fast rolling dice, how we can speed up the game of BattleTech. It's a long game, and to do anything that we can to speed it up is just a huge thing anyway. So, since the 40th anniversary and the Kickstarter, Mercenaries Kickstarter has come out, I've been really excited by dice. Now, I'm a bit of a diceaholic, I should say. I have loads of dice. I enjoy dice. I collect dice of all sorts and types. So to see branded things is really important for me. I don't know. I mean, good branded things, that is. And when I saw this, the BattleTech dice, I was just massively, absolutely awestruck. Like, because I love this logo. I love Marauders anyway. I mean, the price, people will be complaining about the price. And when I look at it, and I'll compare this in a second to other dice, I actually think it's, whilst it's on the expensive side, I don't think it's that unreasonable, and I'll tell you why in a second. But let's have a look at this dice set first. So it's the 40th anniversary. It's a thick cardboard box. The box comes in. You got a nice velvet suede inlay for it. I think this could be sturdier because you can see like it's you can see the white. So in terms of it being premium made, it's not very, even though it does have satin finish to it, it does feel really nice and smooth. It doesn't feel like cardboard or anything like that. The logo has been, it looks like it's been printed on. I think this is really easy to scarf. But these are the sharp edge BattleTech dice, and these are gorgeous. They're absolutely brilliant. Very clearly marked. You can see the numbers clearly, and you've got the classic Atlas head. The dice are sharp. They're not going to hurt you. But they are precision dice. I think that's what you're paying for, and I do like that actually they're not printed on, that they've been laser engraved and then been inked or something. So the quality is actually really good, and I do like the numbering. I actually, rather than the pips, I like the numbers actually. I think that's a really good shout. Very, very good. I mean, you could use them as movement modified dice if you needed to, and they are good. Now in terms of size, so this I think is brilliant. If you can get hold of it, I think it's definitely worth the buy. Unless you'll go, oh my god, $50, 50 bucks, 50 quid. It's a lot of money. It is a lot of money, and I'm not going to say that it's not. But when you look at compared to the liquid core dice, which are like $20, and yes, they're little fuzziness that's inside them that make them liquid core. These are $20. So get 3 pairs of these. That's $60. So, and I've got 4 sets here because I'm a dice nerd anyway. But look, so in terms of sizing, unfortunately they're not the same size. So these are a bit smaller. Yeah, so anyway, sorry, I was just trying to look to see if I could see any spot any difference. But then you also have, so these were supposed to be house dice. So this one here was House Davian. Now all they've got is the chevrons, which I really don't think is good enough. This is House Creator dice. These are clear and black and no Creator logo. It's got the chevron. These are House Loud dice. Again, no, it's just got the chevron, not the logo. These, I can't remember which ones these were. But these are liquid core dice as well, and it just got the, I think these are just the normal BattleTech ones. And whilst I like the logo and stuff, there's a little mark there. That's not very good. It's and the liquid core. Whereas if you look, and I've ordered some other dice as well, these are also $20, and you've got them engraved. So these are Snords irregular dice. So you can see the logo there. I just don't see why they didn't bother putting the logos on. Like, you know, if you are going to like give me House Creator dice, please put the dragon on there. Like, yeah, I'm pretty annoyed by that. I think that's it's a darn, it's a miss. Like, and if they wanted, what they could have done was, and I'll talk about it in a second, is just have created a set of fast rolling dice, but I'll explain that in a second. So anyway, these are really nice dice, and again, yeah, you are paying for what you get. I'm a bit annoyed by that, but like these are also precision cut dice. They're very, very sharp. Not sharp. They're very straight, I should say. They're not rounded or anything. So I wouldn't recommend rolling them on a hard surface. I just wouldn't want to sort of ruin them. So I will definitely use a dice tray. We'll talk about dice trays in a second. But I like these. I mean, for me, I'll explain how I'm going to use these dice in a second, and how I won't be using these, even though I really want to use these dice because they're so gorgeous. Anyway, and I'm looking forward to more of these. I've got some Eridani Light Horse dice in this, which I can't wait to get. And I've also got a dice tray. Now, I also love this, and I never got the opportunity to pick this up. So this is the 40th anniversary BattleTech dice tray that you could only get at events. And they managed to sell some on their website, $20, but they're now selling for like $35, $40, $50. I mean, I saw one on eBay from just after Gen Con, which I didn't manage to pick up. It was this and this, I think $110. And I think that's brilliant. I just love it. I think it's just great. And it's a shame that they don't do, I mean, they did do a lot of house ones, and they did it in the Kickstarter. And I'm sure I did see it, and I thought, no, I don't really use dice trays at the time. But then I really got into using dice trays because I don't like my paper mats being damaged or anything. And I've bought lots of dice trays subsequently. So I know there's like Ghost Bear Wands and Clan Sea Fox, House Loud, Davian and stuff. But the only difference is that they have the main logo in the middle and a BattleTech logo on the sides here. Now, in terms of dice trays, I'll show you one that I use for my regular games. And I prefer this size, is this size here, because I roll a lot of dice. In here, for fast rolling dice, you're not going to get a lot of dice in there. I mean, yes, you can, like at least 5, 6 pairs. In this one, I can just roll a bunch of dice and not have to worry about it. So in terms of sizing, and this was only like $5, by the way. I mean, it's brilliant. It's really good quality. So it works. It does the job. That's what I want it for. And I have like other dice trays. I always keep some spare and handy for other people to use. Last thing you want is, especially when they start using these sharpish dice, getting into your battle maps and damage them. Anyway, sorry. So going back to this one. So my concern is, and again, this is beautiful. It's easily worth £20 or $20. It's too small though. I would have preferred it to be bigger. I would have preferred it to have BattleTech logo on either side. And also, this is printed on. So if you're going to use edge dice like this with points, fairly sharp points, especially these ones as well. I mean, these are far more sharper than these. Cover this. Even if you've got the other ones, which are the house logos or clan logos on there, put something down on here, because it will eventually, over time, it will wreck this. And I think that's a shame. So what I'm going to do, I've got some felt. I'm just going to cut a little template in here and just put it over this. So it'll always go in there, and I could always remove it. So that'll always be in here. So I'm definitely going to do that, because I think it's just great branding. I'll probably keep one unopened and keep it as a keepsake, because I love BattleTech. Anyway, so fast rolling dice. What do I mean? So sorry. Now, if you don't have the budget or the funds to like splash out on premium dice like I do, you can get these dice here. And I think like you can get packs on Amazon for like $6 to $10 a pound, and you get like 60 or 100 dice, and they come in a variety of colors. So what I do about fast rolling is, so I say take my a grasshopper or a warhammer. Let's take a warhammer. So I would just go, this is my SRM6 dice. It's got 2 small lasers. So these are my small lasers, the yellow and the orange. It's got 2 medium lasers. So let's get I've got some other green dice in here. I should do. Yeah, here they are. Here's my actually, they're not. What? So I'll look in my other pouch here. and I will probably get these dice out. So here are my 2 medium lasers. Then I've got my 2 PVCs, so these are 2 different color blue dice. And then I will just fast roll everything. I worked out my target numbers and go here. And then I just take these dice and go, that definitely misses, that hits. So that small laser hit. That was my other small laser. So my small lasers hit, everything else misses. And I just roll my locations. Done. Job done. And that is what is fast rolling. Just assigning colors that are meaningful to your mech warrior, so your mech's weapons, and then you know exactly what's being rolled for what. And again, if I was doing a hunchback, I would just say that's my autocannon 20. It's got 2 medium lasers. Here are my 2 sets of green dice, and roll away. And then decide. God, that's poor rolling, isn't it? Really, not gonna hit with anything. The only time it becomes a real issue is that when you've got multiple mechs. But then, as long as you know what dice have been assigned to what color, what general colors they are, you're good to go. So all of a sudden, these ones, which are more lasers, become our LRM launchers for your archer, and the 2 medium lasers are just there, and we're good to go. If you wanted, you could even turn around and go, I'll put my red ones there. But as long as you communicate that to your opponent and you're very clear about how you're allocating your fast rolling dice to your mechs, you're Gucci. You're absolutely good to go. So going back to these dice here, what I'm going to be doing though is these are my liquid core dice. I've got 4 sets. They're all different colors. These are my 4 medium lasers. Bang! And if I wanted, I could turn around and go, do you know what? I'm going to use these yellow ones to be small machine, so small lasers, machine guns. See how I'm trying to keep to the same colors? That would be my medium laser. If I had a different medium, I might put that one in there. But I'm hoping to get some more dice. But this works. I mean, this is fine. And that's fast rolling though. So I hope that helps. And then while we're talking about dice, I think it's really important to have like tracking dice. They're really good. Now, some people get really confused by these dice because they have lots of numbers, etc. You can always just use one of these dice and go, right, that moves 6 hexes. And I'm using like, I've got these other dice here. I need to get my white dice out at some point. There's my white dice. So that's my walk. That's my run. And that's my jump. So if I jump 5, there you go. If I ran 6, if I walked 5, I just put down these dice, and they're really simple. I normally try and keep smaller dice though, because they don't take as much space, and your battlefield doesn't feel as cluttered. So it's always worth having a bunch of other dice that you can always go back to. I also try and keep other like flavorful dice like these ones here. So if I did have 2 large, if I had a mech that had 2 autocannon 20s, I can just go, they're my 2 autocannon 20s. So I try and keep some other dice around that I can just bring in and swap in wherever I need to. And that really massively helps. Just checking to see what other dice I've got. They're all my other dice there. And they're my solid dice colors that I normally use as well. So I've got a nice mixture. And in this way, I'm covered in terms of dice that I know that I can actually use for different things. And I actually love this dice bag. So let's have a look at my dice bag. You'll see that there's lots of like pouches where I can have all my different dice. So I've got my movement dice here. Oh, look, that's where my other colored dice are. All right, so I've also got smaller colored dice as well. So I can also bring these out if I need additional dice to use. So if I'm running out on, if I've got another mech, I can always just like say, right, these, my smaller dice, I'm going to use them for my Phoenix Hawk. So there's my large laser. That's my blue dice there. I've got a set of green dice for my medium lasers. There should be some other green dice in here probably. Look, there it is. There's one of the green dice. And the other one's probably snuck in somewhere there as well. Hopefully nobody's... There it is there. So that's my medium lasers. And then... So it's really easy. Like having a nice set of dice will always keep you in handy, especially when you're playing with lances or more mechs. Anyway, let me know what you guys do for your dice if you like the dice. Oh, sorry, there's one more set of dice that I need to talk about, and they're the metal puck dice that CGL do. So they come in metal puck, and they're aluminium, as we say in the UK. and you get 3 sets of dice within that. I think they're good, but the problem with those dice is that the aluminium marks very, very easily. And the one I picked up, unfortunately from eBay, came in scratched, and I don't like it. And also the dice in there, they, as a metal, aluminum is very soft, so it will also, if you've got anything hard nearby, or if you drop them on a hard floor, it's going to scratch up your dice. So whilst they are nice to have, I just wouldn't use them. It's unfortunate. And also they're printed on, so they'll get scratched up quite easily too. And I've not tried it, so please don't hold me to it. If you are using the aluminum pucks and dice, aluminium dice, let me know in the comments what you think, and how well do they fare, and can you use them? And also let us also know whether or not CGL should do more of this, but make it more available at retail, because that's where it needs to be at. Because we're massive fans, and we'll nerd out, especially since CGL doesn't have a hub in the UK or in Europe, which is gutting and annoying and frustrating, because we can't afford $130, $40 shipping from the US. It's just ridiculous. And also, if they're available, and I think when these came to Games Expo in the UK, everything sold out really quickly. So it's pointless going to cons and stuff in the UK on the Saturday or the Sunday, because everything's going to be sold out, and the rest of the stuff you can get in retail. So, if they do come along, I do please suggest that you bring a lot more stock along, or at least allocate per day, so that those people come along on the weekend do have a chance. And also, even those people who were there on the Friday, by the time they got to them in the morning, like within like minutes, tens of minutes or 20s of minutes, like first hour or so, things were sold out. And I know they had problems, like some of the stock didn't arrive. That's just poor planning. Should have planned it in advance, made sure, double check. And it goes back to the issue that I think CGL have, is I don't think they understand spreadsheets very well. Which is just a shock. I mean, just look at the Kickstarter things that have been not ordered, or not showing up. There's no sort of double checking, there's no assurance. So again, it's just frustrating, when they do come over for events like this. They need to have something where there's going to be some kind of sanity check, because going to cons is expensive, like just $30-40 by train, or petrol costs. You're talking 30-40 quid in food, and then also it's going to be entry costs are going to be about £20 too. So just to go for one day, you're looking about 80 quid spend, and then to turn up and find nothing there, it's poor. Anyway, I hope that helps, and my video hasn't turned off or anything like that. Please leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Please do share, and I'll catch you in the next video. Happy hunting.